Hey, welcome back to Raff's Brain. This is the show about things that are interesting to me. I'm your host, Rob Raffety. It's my playground for goofy stories, real life adventures, experiments, and how technology and creativity can bring us together. And this is Fitness at 50, riffing with Raff. Zach Lawson in the house.
What's up, man?
Um, I'm all right, man. We've been this. It's like two steps forward, one steps back. Two steps forward. I don't think, I'm not saying I regressed. I'm just saying I think we have pinpointed a difficulty. I stopped tracking. My Apple Watch stopped working, as people know. The tens of loyal listeners to the Raff's Brain podcast and the Fitness at 50 stream of content are aware that my Apple Watch crapped out about 2 weeks ago.
Uh,
It's not a surprise that was probably a catalyst to me a little less diligent. I'm still doing things. I'm just not able to track them as much. And
yeah.
because I stopped tracking on the steps and things, technically, I haven't been posting as much about the food. You told me this. You reached out. You're like, Raff, you're like, dude, cuz you gotta send me updates better. Cause I was doing it really good there for the first month or so, you know?
Yeah. And that's what works.
It does what is what works. So here's the good news. Uh in the mail, I got this strange letter from my
Uh-huh.
healthcare company, and they have a product called Sword, Sword, like a Excalibur or something. Anyway, it looks like a Fitbit type device.
Yeah.
I downloaded the app. Dude, it's pretty intense. It's all very, I mean, I'm sure it's AI that you pick your it's not like a trainer, it's your nutritionist and advisor or whatever. And I'm still waiting for the Sword device to arrive in the mail. It's all, by the way, this is what's fascinating. It's free. It's covered by my healthcare plan.
Really?
So I was gonna order one of the loop-de-loo things you suggested, whatever that was called. What was it called again?
Whoop.
Whoop. Whoop.
Whoop.
There it is. I was gonna get a Whoop, but
This
this
seems to
came
make more sense.
this makes
Sword.
more sense financially. Are you from Sword? Sword. I like to pronounce the W in sword. Sword. Sword Health. is
S-
an does that make sense? You see this if you Google it?
Artificial intelligence to heal our world.
I knew
Interesting.
it was AI. It's not a real person. This is what is fascinating. We're in a world where, I get a when I once I signed up,
Uh-huh.
I logged in and I had an interaction with some of these bots, but they have pictures of people. They look like human beings. I'm sure they're not even real, but they're like, what type of person do you want to be your counselor?
Uh-huh.
And I picked the person who gave the most what I thought, sort of entertaining response to the question. A lot of them are pretty basic, sort of like, what are your hobbies? Running. I mean, are these real people? I don't even know if they're real people. But one was like, it almost seemed human because it was very, I don't know, weird. It was longer. It was like, I like to meet new people and do this and that. It's like, huh, okay, this might be, I don't know, dude. I was just trying to game the system a little bit. So
Yeah, well, so when is it supposed to come in for you?
that's a great question. It should have been here already. So I'm going to call them up. But no, I think it should be in the mail any day now. As
Okay,
soon as
no.
I get it, I'm going to crush. I'm going to get back on track. But before then, I need to get back on track. And I think this is the week to do it. I really
Yeah.
do. I've always said that, but I do believe what happens, I think, is if I don't track, I don't take pictures, I don't update, my chat GPT, I probably underestimate my consumption, and it's just like grazing or snacking. You don't even think, oh, this isn't lunch. I do it, just to snag things here and there. So anyway, it's been a bad week or two. I'm okay. I'm up a couple pounds, 3 maybe, but I'll be all right. It'll come back. It'll
Yeah,
go
so
back the right
it's one
direction.
of these like cumulative things where like I notice it's the same for me when I'm trying to like gain weight as well. It's like if I don't check my weight every single night, and that's usually like if I'm trying to lose weight, I check it in the morning. If I try to gain weight, I usually check it at night as well because I try to weigh a little bit more each night than what I did
Yeah.
the night before. And I noticed if I don't check it, I won't get enough calories in, and vice versa too. If I'm trying to cut weight, it's funny. It's always like both goals are hard to do once you try to gain momentum, right? Because either one's easy at first. It's like, well, I could gain 5 pounds in a week, or I could lose 5 pounds in a week if I really like lock in for that week. And then
Right.
the continuing on, it's, that bell curve where it gets a little more difficult. So that's where like the tracking comes in handy because it has to be like a continual calorie deficit and continually hitting the steps. Whereas like when you tracked it every day at first, it's like you're hitting your mark. Whereas if you're kind of like, well, I'm sure I did enough today. And even if you did hit, a good
Yeah.
amount of steps and you did go for a walk or something, it might have been 7,000
That's
steps.
right.
Doesn't
I
mean
think,
you did,
yeah,
you weren't active. It's just not quite there.
it is that's what's happening, Zach. It's there's no confusion, there's no like surprise.
Yeah.
I'm still walking a good deal. I have a loop that I do a circuit. But if I'm honest with myself, back when I was tracking it, that circuit that I did is probably 75 to 8,000, right? So
Yeah.
7,500 to 8,000 steps. The other 2K I usually would get at work or doing other things, bouncing around, but not always. And then there were times when, I think I mentioned this in a previous episode. If I was, say, let's say, 1,000 short, and it was 9 o'clock at night, I'd go outside for 20 minutes and do it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that motivation is no longer there. It's going to come, it has to come back, it will come back, and it'll be a great thing when it does.
Yeah.
um
It's not even motivation. It's just you don't know the numbers now.
yeah, but I can resolve that. It's like I could if
Yeah.
I was really diligent, and I need to like, it's ultimately on me, and I will make that choice, and it's gonna get better.
It's
I
kind of
haven't
like,
given up, I haven't given up hope or anything.
yeah, this is kind of like what we talked about with like it's like a cooking recipe where it's like, yeah, you're trying to like make the same cake or whatever right now, but you're like, "Oh, I don't have any eggs. I guess I'll just make it without the eggs." And
Yeah.
it's coming out like not quite right each time. You're like, probably need to go to the store and get the eggs, which is just your tracker. So
Yeah.
once you have the tracker, I think that things will be like right back on track. But same for me. Like there was many days that like when I was doing my last cut for those shows that I'd be like, oh man, I'm exhausted. I'm sure I've hit my number of steps or whatever, and I'd be at like 8,000, and I'd be like, okay, I guess I gotta go get on the Stairmaster or get on an incline treadmill or whatever. And that was when I was trying to hit like 15,000 a day. So I'd be like, and that's the thing too, is that you could always like, even over the next week or two, even increase like the number of steps that you want to do, maybe let's say 12,000 or something, and you
Yeah.
can kind of fast track that progress. Because it's kind
That's
of
a
like the
good idea.
more
Ooh.
it's tough, but it's like kind of run yourself into the ground a little bit, but you don't want to do that. But you could technically do like 15,000 steps a day for a week in a caloric deficit and you lose a crazy amount of weight. It is relative to like, but you'll be exhausted. You don't want to like fully burn out. Got to find that happy medium.
Yeah. It's always a tough thing getting the balance, dude,
Mhm.
because you just want to see progress. And sometimes I get very ambitious for a week or two, and I'm like really locked in, and then seeing the progress. Um, and it's funny, like you mentioned, weighing it morning or night, depending on the outcome you want. What I've discovered is, not surprisingly, if I weigh myself after hot yoga, I'm like, 3 or 4 pounds lighter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's my favorite thing is I get up usually every morning around 5 o'clock. It's just
Uh-huh.
my natural clock. Look, I get old. I'm old now, and that's what I do. I wake up early. I go to 6 a.m. yoga, and then I come back and weigh myself, and I'm like, oh, I'm really good. But that's like a little bit of a trick that I play. Um,
Water weight, yeah.
so today when I weighed myself in the absence of going to hot yoga, I'm like, oh yeah, there it is, right? Like that's
Yeah.
real. So, I'll get better at this, as we all do. It's not even about getting better, it's just being more disciplined. That
Yeah.
is that is a word that is a real challenge for me, like just doing things like clockwork. To me, I don't know how you think about discipline, and I
Yeah.
don't think about it a lot. I don't like it probably. I just don't, but it's like you do something not because you are motivated to do it. Discipline is just the practice and the habit of taking action on something because you know you have a longer term goal and this is the way to get there. And you don't, it's like it's work. It's something you have to make it part of your identity to do the thing that needs to get done. And it's very difficult for me, man. I don't always, I'm not in the mood or this or that.
100%. I've
Yeah.
also had to distinguish as of late, like in the past couple years, the difference between being disciplined and self-disciplined, because being disciplined is like going to your job because you have to go to that job, right? Versus like the self-discipline is like nobody's going to force you to do it. Nobody's going to even know if you did do it. Only you will. And that's like a much harder one where it's like, anybody can be disciplined where it's you have requirements and just that pressure alone is going to make you get up and go do it versus the self-discipline is like nobody's going to know whether or not I'm doing this.
Yeah, you lie to yourself or you hold
Yeah.
yourself accountable. How
Yeah.
how do you that's a game. That's really hard because I need external barriers. I need guardrails and like in a way just having this show and talking it's funny. I've had people text me, "Hey man, I saw that you're, doing this. That's great." And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh shoot, like they know." And I
Yeah.
have to I have to keep the progress. I can't
Yeah. And that's where
so
like the self-discipline will like be reflected in that like
yeah,
those markers,
yeah.
right? But yeah, it's just getting back on track. So I
Getting
think
back
the
on track.
thing is that like those two things, like the only metrics you really have to worry about
Yeah.
is just like your total calorie intake, which just comes back to writing it down. Like I said in the beginning too, it's like I even will scale things out if it's like if I'm trying to be really specific with it, I'll scale out everything. Like even if I do have like a snack of like some chips or something, I'll be like, let me see exactly how many servings I get here because otherwise I'm the type of person who will eat like the whole bag.
Yep.
Right. And then I'll just be like, I'm sure it was like, 500 calories and then it's actually 1200.
That
Right.
is disturbing. I will
Yeah.
say this, something that I've known for a long time, and every time I get in the habit of really tracking what I eat, as a human being, we just eat so much. We eat way more than we need to. And the calories add up in ways that like you lie to yourself. Oh, I only had a couple handfuls. Well, one serving size is like a handful in some of these cases,
Yeah.
especially some things that are really calorie dense, like nuts and
Yeah.
such. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. That's actually funny you use that example because I remember when I started at the gym, the head trainer, his name's James, we were talking about nutrition and he kind of pointed out like, yeah, he's had some clients where they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm eating really clean. All I'm eating is like a bunch of nuts. And then he'll be like, how much? And they'll be like, tell him some crazy
it,
amount. And it's like, that's still really calorie dense. Like it's,
yeah,
more about the total calorie amount than just it being like a healthy food. Because even when I'm, like I said, when I'm separating like cutting versus bulking, it's like all I'm doing is just increasing or decreasing the same foods just by how much I want to, you know, calorie wise.
I totally get it. And
Well, have you
it's
been able to like do like any sort of like so when you do your like breakfast or like midday, like whatever the intermittent fasting, are you able to like break it with protein first?
so I am a very good during the week, especially. I'm excellent. I have no, it's not even hard. It's not difficult for me to um, wake up, do yoga, get coffee, whatever, like drink water, and then around noon, 12:30, I have a real good I become a champion consumer of kava and chopped. They are in my building, so it's very convenient. They're a
Uh,
little pricey. I don't
yeah,
like that, but it's what it is. So every day for lunch, it's been one of those two. And usually it's a protein bowl type product,
yeah,
which will have chicken or steak or a salad with steak. So and I track what's great about that is all of the information about the nutrition is right. of right there for you. Take a picture of it, put it on ChatGPT. This is my lunch, boom. And usually it runs around, I don't know, 600 to 800 calories, I think is the rough estimate there. I don't get the free bread or pita that comes with it. I try to like
Oh,
take that off which is nice. It's not
yeah.
easy for me to do that though, because it's right there. It's a box on the thing. It says, "Would you like a free piece of bread?"
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you said all the right words, man. Free bread.
Free.
Like it's yeah, but no, I don't. I can't do it. So, um, but yeah, so I'm always great. And then when I come the death zone for me, and which is again my fault in a sense that unhealthy foods are available in ways they shouldn't be. But I get home, let's say it's 5 o'clock, roughly, maybe 5:30 ish. And then there's this like window, maybe an hour to 2 hours before we'll have dinner. And that is when I get home and it's like this, it's habitual, ritualistic, like, ooh, raid the snacks. Now, why do I have snacks, Zach? Why? Why do I have them?
Yeah, why do you have the snacks?
Well, it's like when I go shopping and I see these extraordinary deals, it's like my brain will not resist. I think we mentioned it last
Yeah, you
week.
did tell me, yeah.
It's like, and even like, again, getting some soup, cans of soup. That soup can be good. It's probably a lot of sodium depending, but
Yeah.
probably not too bad. The killer for soup though is when I get a goldfish crackers and they have like, oh, 3 for $5. I'm like, oh, I love goldfish. Have you
Yeah,
ever housed an entire bag of goldfish crackers in one sitting?
yeah, definitely.
It's unbelievable. It's like, oh, this is made just for me. No, they're only supposed to have like 12 little fish crackers. Okay.
Right.
So anyway, I need to get all this stuff out and it's gone. We've basically consumed, we've worked our way through it. I won't replenish it. What I need to do is and I did this for the first month or so. I had apples, I had broccoli, I had carrots, celery. I just had things that I could munch on, and I was starting to actually get excited about that. At first, it's sort of like not a good substitute, but you can trick your brain over time that it becomes,
Well, also, it
and
might be that like a lot of it sounds like a lot of your snacks are kind of like, although they're like healthy snacks, it's like carb-based snacks.
yeah,
So you can
yeah.
maybe switch to some protein-based snacks, like get some beef
Beef
jerky, or
jerky.
that'd be a good one. Or I was gonna say too, like if you had your first, like if you went to Cava, or what was the other place you said?
Chopped. It's like a salad place.
Yeah. So if you went to that for like a little bit later, but then the first thing you had in the day was eggs somehow,
Ooh, interesting.
that
Okay.
way you kind of prolong that maybe. And then you could have, just a late breakfast of eggs. And then because protein first is going to be like the best thing for like stabilizing your blood sugar levels for us today. It's going to keep your like appetite suppressed a bit longer. It's going to satiate you more. Like there's a whole lot of benefits, which I talk to my clients all the time about like, they'll tell me like, oh, I'm eating really healthy. I'm doing like oatmeal first thing in the morning or something. And I did that when I was younger too, but I just noticed that it just makes me hungry the rest of the day.
Yeah.
You're just you're gonna have an energy spike and then a crash. The eggs first is like changed everything for me. Um,
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm actually going to go and get a bunch of eggs. I'm making commitments here. We're gonna get protein heavy snack attack, which is it's expensive, but it's okay. It's good for you. It's like
yeah,
the price of things has just seems like it's up more than it needs to be. And
yeah,
it's I hate I don't hate. I just it upsets me a little bit. And I don't really I'm not super penny pinching on this, but
yeah,
like a little bag of jerky can cost like crazy amount of money. And I always think of it in relation to a Costco giant size. So I should probably go to Costco and get a whole bunch of beef jerky. Now here's the problem. I have to like balance this. Just as I would eat a whole bag of goldfish in one setting, I could probably house an entire giant beef jerky bag if I'm not careful. Now, of course, it's not as bad for you. Probably it's just protein, but still, I just
yeah,
have to get the portion control down as well as the type of product. And I'll
yeah.
say this,
Beef could definitely be better.
it's funny you mentioned this. I can also the other thing that happened, it only struck me when we just started talking about it. My watch crapped out a few weeks ago, a couple 3 weeks ago. I ran out of my protein bars that you had suggested to me, which I loved. The first month and a half, I was crushing one a day. That was the snack I would have when I got home. Be like, this is good, man. Oh yeah. I gotta get back on that habit. I just gotta order them. Get Amazon. Just hit a
Yeah.
couple buttons, dude.
There's
Take
different
control.
flavors too, so you could always switch it up so you're not getting bored. And then, I mean, you can even go to a vitamin shop or a GNC and just kind of, dude, they have all different types of these protein snacks where it's like they have cinnamon buns, they have Pop Tarts. You can get any snack with just a higher amount of protein now, which like to me, it's like, yeah, they might still have some carbs in it, but not as much as like for example, they have like the protein Pop Tarts now, which is
Oof. The
like,
protein Pop Tart. Oh my gosh. It's like what's next?
but it's 20 grams of protein, but it's also 20 grams of carbs. A real, like an original Pop Tart has like 39 grams of carbs with like
Interesting.
no protein. So, like, yeah, it's like, you know, I'd say that's like the good alternative. It's like you can still have that thing and it's the lesser of two evils, I guess
I
you
hear
could.
you.
Whole Foods is always better, but yeah, of course you can have those snacks that you're like making the better choice. Even like for example, like I always do like any type of 0 calorie drink. Like so if I'm doing like a soda even I would do like I used to love like Mountain Dew Zeros, for example. It's like growing up I drank a ton of Mountain Dew being from Virginia. But now I'm like, okay, I can still have like my drinks as long as it's like a Gatorade Zero or some sort of zero energy drink instead of like a soda, because drinking calories is the easiest way to like consume way too many.
See, I have to keep in mind that for all of the pitfalls and problems, I am pretty strong on certain things. I have no problem with my liquid calories. I don't drink, I'm not addicted to soda. I don't
Really?
care about, I don't need it. Like I guess the liquid calories would become an alcohol if I do like a beer and that. I've been pretty good on that. I've been pretty moderate,
Yeah.
temperate. Um, so I have to like take stock of the strengths. I don't worry about the soda consumption stuff. Like, and so anytime I do get a soda, it's always zero. There's no question. No question. I'm not like addicted to that the way some folks are. So that's a good thing. I should be happy about that. The bigger challenge is the snack. It's not even sweets. I could go months without eating a dessert.
Really?
It's savory, it's salt,
Salty.
it's crunchy. Like just like
Really?
oh my gosh, dude. I
I'm
just love it.
opposite. Like the sweets is what like
Really.
it's my pitfall for sure.
Isn't that
Definitely.
funny? Like how we have to take stock that every person has a different rhythm and wonder where those things come from even. That's a whole other deep rabbit hole. Like are you raised on certain types of foods and that's how they get addictive and or do you
That's a
condition,
huge part of it for
yeah.
sure. I think having somebody like, for example, I think having Thomas around, Thomas is probably more strict than I am about his nutrition. And he said some like wise things to me that kind of changed my mindset. Whereas similar to what you're saying now, like I always used to think like, oh, I want to eat these foods just because it's super expensive to be able to like eat healthy in general. And Thomas was always like, food is the one thing you probably should not skimp on. Like you get what you pay for usually.
Right,
So like
right.
that's like the one thing that like is going to affect your quality of life and longevity more than anything else. And so he's always been very adamant, although he's very frugal too. He's
Mhm.
very adamant about like paying for quality foods and stuff and eating very healthy, cooking at home, like watches what he eats and all this stuff. So I definitely learned a lot from that from him.
That's not a bad thing. Like, don't there are certain ways where there are certain parts of your budget that are worth the expense because of the impact on your life is pretty significant. Food is one of them. I should just bite the bullet. Don't worry, man. Like, spend more to have better quality food. And sometimes I will say this, so we can wrap it up here pretty quickly. I just want to say one thing I've started to think about is if I'm really phoning it in on a meal, like sometimes I go, what are you doing? Like, you only live once here. It's sort of like you're you're eating junk. Like, what are you doing? Right. I think I should be a little more, again, it goes back to intention. What do I want? What's the intention behind? Don't get into habits. Just have a better understanding of what you're putting in your body.
Yeah. I mean, even when it comes to alcohol, it's like
Oh yeah.
Sure, you would save some money, but would you drink a Four Loko? It's like probably not. Like just at this point in time, you're like, I know it's gonna make me feel like shit, so I'll probably just pay for the, more expensive wine or vodka or whatever the case is. You're just not gonna put your body through that, right? And the same thing goes for your food. It's like just pay a little bit more for the quality food and you'll feel a lot better.
I like that. But I also I just have this really hard mental model I have to break through about not wanting to be uh, high maintenance, you
So
know?
what you could here's this just came to my mind. For a long time, what I did, because I told you I usually am doing these 2 eggs, 3 egg whites that I scramble every day, whatever. But I've always switched it up. For a long time, I've used a egg boiler. I could send it to you. It's like $10 on Amazon.
Hmm.
It can like boil like 6 eggs at a time. So you could just boil some eggs, have them in the fridge like the night before, whatever. I did that for the whole time I worked for my real estate team, and then even like my first probably 3 or 4 months at the gym, I would just have hard-boiled eggs every morning as like my first meal. And it's super easy, like super convenient, easy to make.
Now, how many can you have in one sitting before you're going down too much, you know?
Well, I mean, I used to do like 4 eggs, like 4 boiled eggs, like as like my first meal, whatever.
Four scrambled could be okay, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay.
And like I've heard some people say like, oh, you shouldn't have too many eggs because it's cholesterol. I'm like, okay, it's much better than having like a cinnamon roll,
That's
right?
right.
Like people are like the cholesterol in an egg yolk. I think the egg is like the best thing you can have.
What about little vegetables in the eggs and
Yeah, yeah,
that's
of
is
course.
that
Yeah, yeah.
okay?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Do like
Okay.
some like diced peppers and onions, and you don't have
Yeah.
to make it boring. Yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
make it boring just because to be honest, it's kind of like ironic. I'm kind of lazy with like my cooking. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't really feel like chopping up like onions and peppers and stuff, but it would make it taste much better.
What about now here's where I think you have to be careful. What do you cook the onions and peppers in? Maybe nothing. Maybe you just throw them in there
Yeah,
raw
no, I
with
just
the
put like
eggs.
spray on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I would probably just cook those first and then just toss them right in. Or you can make like an omelet out of it and just have them diced up and just,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. This is very inspiring. We have I had a little bit of a plateau or even I would say I don't know how to describe this. My weight is up and down. It's up a little bit this week. That's okay. We're okay. This has been a good check-in for me. We know the culprit. It's the lack of tracking. It's the discipline that's kind of fading due to other circumstances. And it's like, yeah, once you get the sword back, it's going to be extraordinary. And even if in the absence of that, whenever that comes in the mail, before then, I got to start going. So we have a new week ahead. We'll check in next week, and I think I'll be in a much I think I'll have a lot of positivity to report. And one thing I'll have to do for you, which is it's not your lack of asking, it's me doing it, which is get back in the habit of tracking everything, all my intake, all my exercise, and sending you that kind of daily summary and recap, which was really cool. I really enjoyed doing that for the say month and a half or so that it was going solid. So
Right. When you do that, it actually feels good. It feels like you're checking the box on
it
something.
does.
You're like, oh yeah, I know. Like I showed you before too. It's like I took pictures of my food every day when I was
Yep.
doing my competition because I wanted to be able to look back and say like, okay, I know exactly what worked. You know
Hmm.
exactly what worked now. It's just like writing it down again and following that. Like if you went back and look at it, you can see exactly how you started losing weight, what your steps were, like what the things were that you changed that created that momentum. And it's like it's a little formula.
It's a formula and it's a reminder and it's not even that hard. Why is this so hard, Zach? I mean, it's
Well, it is
easy.
hard. Yeah, it is hard.
Why?
Well, that's a great
A
question.
deep question. We'll discuss that some other time. It is a hard, it's an interesting thing. Like we know what we need to do in
Yeah,
life to, and it's like,
yeah,
this is not, I mean, the information is there. It's just acting on it. That's the hard part. So thank you for being my mentor and accountability partner.
of course.
And we're going to keep it up for
We're
another
locked
couple
in.
of weeks at least to the rest of the month. We're going to finish strong and we'll take stock of the whole 3 month journey.
Yeah.
That last episode, whenever we do, will be a fun moment to reflect.
Let's see if we can do like a big push to like the end, like to the end
Let's
of the
push,
year.
man. Let's freaking
Yeah.
push.
So
That's
like I said,
right.
you can do a lot, and even just like so what we have. like almost 4 weeks, like
Yeah.
3 weeks to like the end of the year, you can make a lot of progress in that time. You could like if you really push it, now you could be, pushing it to exhaustion or whatever, but
Yeah.
increase the steps, decrease the calories, you can lose a lot of weight in a short amount of time.
Well, I don't want to be super like I don't like you said I don't want to go too nuts and then I want to be something that's sustainable, but I can
Yes.
step it up. I can step it up a notch easily
Yeah.
and recognize that we are coming and I want to make sure that when we have a final check-in, yeah, it's not the last ever, but it's like
Yeah, yeah.
it's like, okay, what have I done? We can take stock of the 3 months or so and like if I could be over 10 pounds down, 15 pounds, that's amazing. 20 would be remarkable. So we're getting there. I mean, it's possible. It's not impossible. It's still so anyway, stay tuned, folks. Thanks again for being here, Zach. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time on Fitness at 50.